is only 7%
Skills.
of communication, so it can be easily misunderstood. So we don't want to leave any room for error. So we'll go through the emails. Did you get the response this morning that I sent through, Alice?
I did. I've just got home within the last 15 minutes, so I saw the email. I was like, I just sent it. I sent it.
Oh, I hope you put your name at the bottom.
Yeah, your name wasn't on the bottom.
Yeah, cool.
Or at least I didn't copy and paste that part.
Yeah, good. So we'll go through that stuff, and then I'm happy to chat about anything that you guys have got. Does anybody have anything they want to chat to today?
Yeah, I'd like to go through mandatory check-ins again.
Yep, we can do that. Also want to have a quick look at the spreadsheet and make sure we're filling that out. Full stop in a story and on time, which we're obviously not because you both.
I'm not. That was one thing I wanted to chat to you about, actually. But that was something that we need to work out. Yeah.
And the last thing I had was you've got a shitload of resumes coming through.
I know.
Which is great.
But to me, when I'm looking through them, they're not the type of people I would particularly be like, yes, you're great.
Yeah. But again, it's writing on paper. Like, it's hard to really get to know somebody just from seeing a resume that maybe their parent wrote.
Yeah.
Or completely outdated. So probably my biggest concern is those guys coming into a role where the leadership is here and it probably needs to be here based on the team we need to build.
Yeah.
So that's something that I want to work with both of you, is what steps do you guys need to take to step up your leadership?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So first thing, we might just quickly run through the info session again, because I've just recently gotten back into doing them. I hadn't done them for a while. Amelia and Chelsea were kind of doing that most of the time. But I've noticed something very different in my info sessions to anybody else's info sessions. Mine is probably more of a presentation. So I'm selling these guys as opposed to just giving them information. Like, I'm actually standing in front of them and I'm quite handsy and lots of facial expressions and lots of interaction, and I don't know how much detail everybody else is going into with that. Like, I kind of get the feeling from most of the people, you're just sitting at a table and you're talking the talk. So I emphasize every single point I'm talking about. And I think that's important, because if you've got that much passion in an information session, imagine how much help you're going to be able to give them through the challenge. And remember, your information session for most of these people is one of your first interactions with them. So if for some reason they haven't got your video message or your text message telling them where it is, this is the first time they're going to meet you. So I just want you to sort of think about the way you're presenting your info sessions, and if you think there's room for improvement there. Nat, what do you think?
Yes. I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, probably work on like the like when you say emphasizing the point. I think that's the main thing, I guess. Something, yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things you think to yourself, like, yeah, I do it here and I do it there, but...
Do you do it all the time and for the whole 40 minutes?
Well, that's the thing, you know.
Yeah. So literally, like,
the entire
again, when you're in front of the group for your boot camp, that's your stage, and that's your time to shine, and your information session is just a smaller boot camp. You're just selling boot camp. I think the other thing I've noticed is I'm probably more present in my info sessions now. So even though I'm there to do a specific job, if we're talking about them, we're talking about them. When it's my turn to sell, when it's my turn to explain the 3 pillars and the 4 rules for accountability, I'm in that moment. I'm selling that. And then when it comes back to them, I'm with them. So I think they need to be able to see a difference there as well. Like, you're not just there to do a job, you're actually invested in why they're there. So when everybody's sharing, like, be there. Like, eye contact is really important. Acknowledge what they're saying. Ask a couple more questions around it as well, just so that they know you're listening. Like, I think that's a big part of the rapport building, and I don't think we're doing enough of that. Alice, have you had anything sort of trigger from any of that?
Yeah. Like, just having like it's a presentation. Like, that's, I kind of sit down like it's like I take it like a normal like how consults used to be, like you're interacting with them, but it's saying it's a presentation, like it just makes more sense to me. It's hard to explain, but it makes more sense.
Yeah. And it's different to a consultation, isn't it? Like, it's completely different.
Yeah.
If we were to flip a consult on its head, this is what it is. So for you to present your info session the same as you do a consult, it's not going to work.
Yeah. So, and the other one was like more hands-on and interactive. Like, I go through it, but just getting them to make sure they raise their hands, like, doesn't make sense. Getting them asking questions, or that's like the interactive thing is what I think I lack in mine, but I find it hard to get that happening. Like, I don't have the right cues or the right questions, I guess, and timing.
So I literally, and I think, Alice, a lot of that probably comes from when you're listening to them and why they've come. I think some questions will actually spark from that. So if somebody comes and they say the reason that they're there is because, I've been to the gym before, but I've never been able to stay on track with my food, then ideally, in your mind that when you get to the food part of it, you can ask some questions around that. Sally, do you think that would actually help you now? You know about the exercise, and you know that we've got food covered. Do you think that would help you? Oh my God, yes, that would be amazing. So I think you probably just need to listen to a little bit more about what they actually need, and you'll find that everything that they need is in your presentation. And one thing I say to them after they've all gone around and done their little spiel and stuff, like after you sort of thank them for opening up in front of a bunch of strangers, I always say to them that the great news about the challenge is that it's designed so that we can help everyone. So the way that it's structured with the food plan and the training, we can literally help anyone with their goals. So when you are getting to those different points in the presentation and you're speaking individually to them, they know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once I've done the 3 pillars, and then of course, so at the end of the 3 pillars, I usually kind of just summarize that for them. So the 3 pillars, so that's what we can offer you in the challenge. But of course, we can't do everything for you. So as part of your accountability, there are 4 specific things that we're going to keep you accountable to, okay? So you need to do a little bit of the work for us. So framing them up, this is what we do for you. So that's your big selling point. So who thinks all 3 of those is going to help? Which one do you think is going to help the most? Oh, the nutrition for me. Cool. Accountability, yeah, I need to kick up the ass. Cool. I just need to get back into training. So now what we need you to do over the next 4 weeks, there's 4 things we want to keep you accountable to, and then you expand on those. So your 3 sessions a week, which everybody already knows about because you've already told them about that when you've looked at the schedule, yeah? Check in on Facebook with your 3 sessions a week.
Yep.
And then your weekly weigh-ins. Oh, P.S. Alice, I may have a couple of Bracken Ridge people coming over to Albany Creek on a Saturday for a weigh-in.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
What times?
I haven't confirmed with them yet, so I was going to get the times off you and let them know what time you've got the machine.
Yeah, sweet.
What was I saying? Yes, the 4 things. The goal, so 10 kilos or 6%. So you walk them through that. And I would spend a little bit of time there actually coming to an agreement on a goal for each of the people that are there. So looking at you guys now, I'd probably say that you two would be 6% and I'd go 10K for you two. What do you think? Because if you're giving them one of those goals, then you're experienced. You know what you're looking for. So I did that last night. So I had 3 of them. Sorry, I had 4 of them there, and 3 of them were a definite 6%, and one of them I wasn't quite sure. So I said, look, I would prefer to get you on the scan first, just to see where your BMI is and what weight we're actually at before we make that decision. And she was happy with that.
How would you know on the scan, like when you do have people that could be either of them, when you look at their scans, what do you look for to be like, okay, you'd be this one and you'd be this one? Like,
well, ideally, so above 30 in their BMI, ideally is 10 kg.
Yeah.
So if they have a BMI above 30, you'd want to go for the 10 kilos. But you also look at the sheet that they fill in. So it says your current weight and then it says your goal weight. And if they've got 10 kilos difference,
yeah,
and it's realistic,
yeah,
then you can go to 10.
Yeah.
But of course, in saying that, even if they tick the 10 and they don't get the 10, but they get the 6, of course, we still pay that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Again, this is an opportunity for you to step up and actually be the expert. Wow, this person knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, I think that'll make a difference in mine, because I say, like, if you don't know which one you don't want to go for now, that's okay. We'll discuss that in your second or your third scan, depending on how your body goes. But by doing it the way you just said, it's going to show them that we've got more idea of what we're actually talking about.
Yeah. And I think that's probably one of the things everybody can kind of improve on. And that comes with time, after seeing a heap of those scans and how people's bodies are reacting. Like, you'll be able to look at somebody and go, yeah, probably only 6%.
Yeah.
One of the ladies last night, she, actually, I've got it here. She weighs 56 kilos. She's only 150 centimeters tall, and she wanted to drop 10 kilos. She wanted to get down to 45 or 47. And I said to her 6%, and she said, why did you say 6% to me? And I said, and we spoke about muscle. And I said, doing this for so long, I said 9 times out of 10, most people's goal to get the best results in this challenge is to increase muscle. So if you're going to increase muscle, you're probably not going to drop a heap of weight. So in that case, if we're looking at building muscle, then the 6% would be the goal that I go for her.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense, she says. Yep. And that makes sense to you guys, didn't it? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. So spend a little bit of time on the goals. And then the last one, of course, is the Facebook review. So, and ideally by this time, you've built such great rapport with them, and potentially there's a session on in the background so they can see what you're doing. They can see people having a good time. They've met the other trainer who's the happiest person they've ever met, loving life, living the dream, that they're 100% sold. So they need to be sold by this point. So this is your presentation time. You've done all the selling, ideally. Anybody have any questions, you ask? If anybody's got any questions, you answer them. Anything about the food or anything like that, full disclosure. Let them know anything they want. The more they want, the more you can tell them now, the less questions you have to answer later. Now, are you guys also selling an extra week over Christmas?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Excellent. So their 6-week challenge is now a 7-week challenge. And that would kind of be the last thing I say before I get into the pitch. By the way, I've got one more sweetener for you guys. Because you guys are going to have a Christmas and New Year, we're actually giving anybody that starts as of Monday an extra week over Christmas. So if you guys start on Monday, you're going to finish on the 14th of January instead of the 7th. How's that sound? Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Yes, yes, we are. Cool. So the next part is explaining the psychology around why we do it the way we do it. All right, so the 6-week challenge is structured in a certain way because of certain psychology. So now you need to communicate that effectively with them. And I think, again, this is where people are getting a little bit confused. Oh my God, this is the pitch, this is the sell, or this is where I have to ask money. Oh my God, I'm so bad at that. But if you reframe your thinking a little bit, okay, now I need them to see it from our point of view. They can see what we're doing, what we're offering, how much value is actually in it. Now I need them to see why we have to have the security deposit in there. So you ask them questions. So, we've been running these sessions for blah, blah, blah. And, when we first started running them, we had hundreds and hundreds of people inquire, of course. And how many do you think actually showed up on day one? So that's, again, getting them involved and getting them thinking about that stuff. And you get some weird answers when you ask that question. So after they give you a couple of random answers, it's probably not even close to the right one. Or you might be lucky and someone might nail it. That's handy. Because that person 9 times out of 10 is going to be sold already. So ideally the reasons that people aren't committing and getting the results that they want or even starting is because they weren't valuing what we were offering. And by this stage, you've explained to them exactly how much value they're going to get over the next 7 weeks now. 7 weeks. They're getting a full meal plan. They're getting unlimited access to boot camps. They've got their scans, which is worth $210. Well, $240 to these 7 weekers because they get an extra scan. So they weren't seeing the value in what we were offering. And goals alone weren't enough to keep them motivated. And again, which is super disheartening for us because we put our heart and soul into this. And you can genuinely say that because the interactions you've had with them so far have been genuine. There's passion in your voice. You've told your story. You've told them Pep's story and what our mission is. So we went back to the drawing board and thought, how can we keep you motivated for the full 6 weeks, but essentially still keep it a free challenge for you? What are you drinking, Nat?
Nice coffee.
Oh, I saw it on the weekly on Friday and I'm like, is she drinking Coke?
Oh. Nice coffee.
I'm like, surely not.
I'm allowed that, technically, on the list.
Mm-hmm. Diet Coke, yes. Are you guys with me so far, though? Yep. So we're going back to the drawing board, still keeping it a free challenge. So we found that people do things for 2 reasons. No, that's not it. Lies. Forget that. That doesn't come in yet. It's the stick and the carrot.
Yeah.
So there's 2 ways that you can motivate people. So you can motivate people with a stick. So I can call you up every single week, beat you with a stick and tell you this is what you need to do to achieve your goals. Yep. Or we can dangle a carrot in front of you and give you a little bit of an incentive to achieve your goals instead. So what we did is we got you guys to make a bet on yourselves. So we get you to leave a security deposit at the beginning of the challenge. And then once you complete your challenge, you tick all those boxes, 3 sessions a week, your weigh-ins, your 6%, and your Facebook review, you can have your money back. Does that make sense? I asked them. And I make eye contact with everybody when I ask that question because I will know then and there if I've sold them.
Can you go through that part again? Because I was writing it down, but I missed a part.
Yep.
Because I was trying to think of it, I missed what you said.
So people weren't doing the challenge for a couple of reasons. So they Like, what were the two things now? They didn't tell you what we were offering.
Oh, I got that part. Just
Yep.
the beating with the stick and the carrot part. That's
Yep.
what I was focusing on.
So you got the stick and the carrot?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the next part I missed.
Okay, so we can beat with a stick or we can dangle a carrot in front of you. So what we got you to do was make a bet on yourselves.
Yep.
So we get you to leave a security deposit at the beginning of the challenge. And then at the end of the challenge, once you've completed it and you've ticked all those boxes, so be really, really clear with them that they need to tick all of those boxes. Again, we're about to talk about money, so we want to be 100% transparent with them. So you do your 3 sessions, you do your weekly weigh-ins, you get your 10 kilo or 6%, and you leave us that Facebook review, you can have your money back. Does that make sense? Eye contact. So people may have some questions at this stage, and it's totally up to you whether you ask any questions because you're probably about to answer it for them.
Yeah.
And remember with this one, like this is ideally an easier sell because we're giving them an extra week to reach their goal. That's probably the most common question I have. So, oh my God, what if I don't get my 10 kilos or what if I don't? Well, you've actually got an extra week to do it, number one. And number two, if you don't, then we still offer you half of that back in an ongoing membership because we've still got work to do. And we want to continue to work with you to help you get those goals. Then the pleasure and pain comes in it. So people do things for 2 reasons, either to seek pleasure, hence why we drink wine and eat naughty stuff, or to avoid pain. So the deposit needs to be painful because you need to have something to lose. Now the deposit is your firstborn child. No, I'm kidding. I've said that a couple of times. Which would be way funnier if they actually knew that I despise children. Then you go into the normal thing. So the deposit is $499. Now you can pay that in full, you can pay it in half, or you can pay it off. And as long as it's been paid by the 4th week of the challenge, then you can still claim it back at the end.
So the part where you said like you can, like once we credit half of it into an ongoing membership, if they don't get it, would you add that in before the $499, or would you add that in after?
Only if they ask. Ideally, you kind of want to just flow straight through all that, but some people might ask questions.
Yeah.
So like if you go, does that make sense? And you're kind of looking at everybody, sometimes someone will jump in with a question. So just being prepared with your answer. And what do we say when anybody asks a question?
Great question.
Yep. Good question, you beat me to it. Or I think I said this like 6 times last night. Great question, I can't believe I forgot that again. So many questions, I'm like, shit, I was supposed to say that. Anyway, we got there. Cool, so we've gone through the options for payment, and then dates would be the next thing. Dates and scarcity. So the next 2 available dates we have.
On that, do you bring up, we've only got, 5 spots available this Monday coming.
Yes.
Is that you also say, in order to secure your spot, there needs to be some kind of deposit? Is that when you say?
Yep. So you tell them the next 2 start dates. So I've got this coming Monday. I've got 6 spots left for this coming Monday. And then the following Monday, I've got 4 spots. I'll make up some numbers, whatever. But ideally, the number you kind of want is one more than however many people are there.
Yeah.
So if you've got 4 people there, you've got 5 spots left.
Yeah.
Yep. If you've got 2 people there, you've only got 3 spots left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next 2 opening dates are this date and this date. I've got 3 spots left for this one, 5 spots left for that one. Now to secure your spot, just need to leave a deposit. So at that stage, so once they do write their forms out and stuff like that, I take that back from them. So I hold on to their clipboards with their forms on them. And then once I've done my spiel, I hand it back to them and we go over the back page together.
Yeah, we found a few times that people were beating us to it, so we don't even put the contract on that. We keep it with our clipboards, and those that jump on, like, want to do it, we give them the sheet.
Yeah. See, I don't give them a chance to do that, so I'm pretty vigilant when it comes to that. Like, they're filling it out, and I see them filling it out. Oh, cool. Are you finished with that? Cool. Awesome. I just need to have a look at your health questions, and then you spend a couple of minutes with them asking questions on it. Yep. Watching the other people as they're filling it out, asking a few more questions.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think that's probably just a little bit of organisation there. Again, you've got to be the leader. Like, this is my information session. So this is how I run my information session. You fill that out. Once you're done there, I'll have a quick look at your health questions.
Yeah.
So again, maybe we just need to be a little bit more direct in the frame up when we get them there.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the schedule. You need to be able to attend at least 3 sessions a week to do the 6-week challenge. So we're going to tick that box first, and then we'll move on from there. Once you've gone through that, excellent, 3 sessions, perfect. I'm going to get you flick over that front page and just start filling in the health questionnaire for me, and I'll have a quick look once you're done. Simple as that. Because once they've done health questionnaire, they get to the schedule and they go, oh, that's all there is. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So fast forward back to the end where we were at. So once you've done the 4 to 9, 3 to 9, these are how many spots left to deposit. Now I'm going to give you back your clipboards, and we're going to flip over to the very, very back page. Oh, I didn't even see that there. Oh, say that. So, and here you're almost assuming the sale. So what we need to do is just pop our details in the top left-hand corner there and pop an emergency contact in there. Now, if this is for you, and I sometimes say that, if you're keen to jump on board, we're going to start reading through that middle section together. And then you might have a few people ask questions or say, look, I need to check with somebody, and go, that's cool. Can't reserve spots until we have secured a deposit. And again, just with the scarcity. So I've got, 3 more of these info sessions before Friday, and we're ideally going to sell out. So when can I touch base with you to find out? Can I call you tomorrow? So again, with the agreement, be transparent, like go through it sort of step by step more with them. So these first 4 points are the the 4 rules for accountability I mentioned earlier, your 3 sessions a week with your Facebook check-in, your weekly weigh-ins, da-da-da-da. So if you're cool with that, you just need to initial down the left-hand side there and choose your goal. So, and then again, remind them of 6, 6, 10. Type thing, just tick that box there, and then you walk them through the last few steps. So if you decide to take your refund at the end, that's fine, but we just ask that you fill in a quick little feedback form so that we can improve our services, and they tick that. Yep. Needs to be paid off by the 4th week of the challenge. They initial that one, and then the only other way you can get a refund is if somebody's seriously injured, you fall pregnant, or if you move 20K out of a PEP location. Initial on the left, sign and date. Perfect, cool. Now you need to have a quick read of that bottom one as well. So that's our boot camp waiver, just understanding that you're taking part in physical activity at your own risk, and accidents may happen, although we'll do everything in our power to avoid them. So have a quick read of that, guys, and sign and date at the bottom there. And then once you've done that, it's pretty safe to assume that they're going to do the pay, otherwise they wouldn't have just gone through all of that with you. Yeah? So then you get up to the top right-hand corner and just say, now, how did you guys want to leave a deposit? Or I don't know, do you even have an option for that? Like,
Pay smart.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, how do you want to leave it, or how much, potentially? So however you would normally sort of walk them through that, but make sure it's filled in completely. So I'd probably just confirm the amount and then go, okay, cool. So just pop that in that first deposit section there and the date, and then you just need to pop in some card details down the bottom. And again, try and be a little bit more direct with that as well. Not, oh, fill it out whenever you want and take it home and this and that. Like, get as much done there as you can so there's less following up for you.
Mm.
Do you tend to have problems with that, or do most people typically do that there?
Yeah, I don't give them, if they're like, oh, can I take this home? We're like, no, we've got to leave everything signed with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can send them a copy, or they can take a photo.
Yeah, I've let them do that before.
Yep, let them take a photo, that's fine.
Oh, you just reminded me I didn't send the thing in that email to Alex.
Huh?
In the email to Alex for that feedback, I didn't send her a copy of the contract.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm going to do that now before I forget.
Yes. Okay, any questions around that? What was your number one learning that?
Mine, there was a couple of things just about your wording. A couple of things there, like agreeing on a goal. I think when we go through the goal, like there's been times where I'll go, what were you thinking you would like to go with? But I think being more direct and just saying, you know, you would, by just looking at you, you'd go with this or you'd go with that. I think, like shows that you're professional.
Yeah, I've done this before. I'm a personal trainer. I know what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, usually I let them go, oh, I think I should be doing this. What do you? And then I usually either agree with them or I go, oh, well, no, I would think you'd go this because of this reason. But I think, yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Because they're looking for somebody that's going to help them solve their problems, not for somebody that questions or isn't quite sure on helping them. So you've got to be really, really direct when it comes to certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
What was it? Just some wording, like in the pitch. Like saying, you know, we've done free challenges before, people weren't seeing the value in what we were doing. I liked that wording. So, yeah, I think that's good. I'm going to use that.
You can thank Chantel for that.
Sorry?
You can thank Chantel for that.
Oh, okay, nice, yes. And saying as well, you know, wasn't motivating enough. It's just another good way of putting it, I think.
Yeah.
You know, saying we get you to put a bet on yourself by putting a security deposit down, and just elaborating on that a bit more, like making sure that, you know, once you've ticked off all the boxes, achieved all those goals, that's another thing I think I brush over a little bit more.
Yep.
Getting more specific with that.
And sorry, you go first and then I'll go.
Yeah, no, those were the main ones. There was a couple little other ones, but yeah, you go. Yeah,
I think the goal one's really important because that's probably the one concern most people have. Am I going to be able to lose 10 kilos in 6 weeks? Am I going to be able to lose 6% in 6 weeks? So when you're going through the pillars, the 3 pillars, I'm very, very specific in the nutrition and around the weigh-ins. So how are we going to help you get to 6%? So we're going to track that on your measurements. You're going to need to lose 1% a week. And really important that you follow the food so that we know that if it's working, otherwise we need to make some changes. And, you know, based on doing this before, like people are either really, really good at burning fat or really, really good at storing it. So we're going to work with you over the next 6 weeks. And that's why we give you the choice of either 10K or 6%. Again, having that knowledge around being able to explain it, I think really, really helps people, like believe in you, have confidence in you.
Yeah.
So again, take some time around the in-body scan machine and the nutrition. Like I literally tell them exactly what's in the nutrition. I'm like, you've got a list of protein, fats, carbs, veggies, and then you just got to put them into your meals. You've got 3 main meals, and we have shakes in there. The reason we have shakes in there, 1, protein keeps you fuller for longer. 2, we're going to be waking up muscles you haven't used in a while. So protein in liquid form is going to get into your muscles quicker to help you repair so that you can keep coming to boot camp. We don't want you to be sore all the time. It sucks. We want you to come to boot camp. Have a good time. Have fun. Get fit. Get healthy. Does that make sense, everyone? Perfect. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
And how did you word it before? Like linking all the nutrition and accountability. What did you say before? It was like about how we track your scans and you get 1% a week. And what did you just say just then?
I don't know, but we recorded it.
Okay. Okay.
I said lots of stuff.
Yes. Okay.
I'm actually so glad this is recorded. I had no idea it was.
Yes, I made sure of that because I thought I'm going to be quite specific with some of the stuff, and it'd be really good for other people to watch as well. So you're welcome, kids. You're welcome.
Okay.
So I guess don't be afraid to expand on some stuff. Like it's not just an info session. This could be the one thing that changes their life. And if you're, perusing over a few things and just touching on a couple of subjects, like specifically those C-style type people that want the details, they're going to appreciate that. If you're got a couple of D-style people there, if you're direct and you're coming across as confident, then they'll appreciate that. Like I said, if you're interacting with people, asking lots of questions, those I-style people will love that because they love talking about themselves. And you're both naturally soft-spoken, so the S-style people will naturally gravitate to you both. Do we have any questions around the info session?
No.
No?
Probably.
Cool. Now, we might go into the MCIs. That kind of follows on. So the info session is kind of framing up about what you're going to do for them the next 6 weeks. And then you've got to follow through.
Yeah.
For your mandatory check-in to be effective. So you need to be on top of your weekly check-ins. And you need to have evidence with you every single week based on those scans. And you probably need to come on with some really good questions as well. So if somebody's tracking really, really well, you need to make sure they stay consistent and don't fall off the wagon. Because as soon as they have one bad week, it'll set them back. First couple of weeks, you need to ask some good questions around their food and get quite specific. So how are you doing with your food? Oh, great. Okay, what does great mean? Probably also need to have a little bit of knowledge around some typical results for the scans as well. Like the first 2 weeks, you can pretty much expect it to be up and down because it's so much of a change in training and in food that their body's just adjusting a little bit. You might notice a few people that are burning through a bit of muscle. They're the people that are used to storing fat. So they're not good at burning fat yet, so their body's burning anything. Burn a little bit of fat, it'll burn a lot of muscle. I'll drop a heap of water. It might take an extra week or 2 for those guys for their metabolism to kick in and really get into fat burning mode. That's why it's so important for those guys to stay on the food. If they're not eating well, then you don't actually know if the program is working.
Can I ask, I know it's important to have the right amount of carbs that you've been given on your meal plan, but I'm not great at answering the question exactly why. Particularly for those who are have to have a cup and a half of potato or something like that. Why is that the case that they have to have that?
So the reasoning behind most of what the meal plan is based around is because most people are eating either too much or not enough based on what they're currently weighing.
Yeah.
So these people are probably eating a shitload of food. Yeah. Or they're not eating at the right time.
Yeah.
So they're probably having lots of snacky little food, but if they just had one decent meal of good food, then that's going to be better for them.
Yeah.
So ideally the meal, and I say that, so the meal plan is based around portion control and moderation, because most people are either eating too much or not enough. And then everybody puts their hand up. They go, yep, that's me.
Mm.
And it's a good opportunity for interaction.
Yeah. Because the thing is, I had one lady, she just wasn't eating her carbs. She wasn't eating enough of them. And I was saying, you need to have your carbs. Like, what can you have for brekkie? What type of carb that's on that list do you feel you could have for brekkie? And she go, oh, maybe some oats or whatever. So we had that conversation, and she just was not getting the results. And then this week, she said, she was telling me, like, oh, I just know my body. In the past, I just haven't lost weight eating carbs. I just haven't been having my carbs. But then this week she did, and she dropped like 1.5% body fat. And I was like, there you go. Like, but to be honest, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% on why specifically the carbs have done it for her in that kind of situation.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Everybody's different, Nat. Like, some people do the keto diet, which is next to no carbs. It's like 30 carbs a day, 30 grams of carbs a day. And that's it. And they get amazing results.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other people can eat carbs all day and not put on weight. So it just depends on people's body. But the idea behind the meal plan is to educate people and get them eating normal food at a normal time of day. So getting them consistent with food and having a list of food there that they know that they can eat that's healthy and in the right portion size based on what they're weighing at the moment.
Yeah.
And then as they drop down in weight, they obviously drop their portion sizes down.
Yeah.
Energy is another big thing. So they're starting, well, for a lot of people, this training is brand new for them. So they actually need some energy to get through the day. There's a lot of people that cut out their carbs and gone, I've just got no bloody energy. I'm like, well, you haven't eaten any energy food. So that would be another thing. Do you find, like, I probably would have asked her around that, do you find that you're tired at all during the day? Oh, yeah, I'm really tired. Okay, well, that's, I hate to say it, but that's probably to do with your lack of carbohydrate. But if she's not tired and she's cut back on her carbs, then her body responds quite well to it.
Okay.
And again, I explain the education around the meal plans to them as well. Like, we want to use this 6 to 7 weeks, to re-educate you. What you should be eating, when you should be eating, and we want to use the 6 to 7 weeks to build some really good habits. Break some old ones, get rid of some old ones even. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
That's all I would have said. But again, like anything I say when it comes to this, I say with conviction.
Yeah.
Even if I'm full of shit, I'm going to sell it.
So this whole Zoom meeting.
Oh, shit, guys. Making it up. I also have, like, I will also admit when I'm wrong as well. So if I said something to somebody that was completely wrong, I would walk up to them and go, I lied. 100% I lied.
Yeah.
What we're better off doing is A, B, and C instead of that, because I recently learned that da-da-da-da-da. Like, I have no trouble admitting I'm wrong when I'm wrong. And again, that's an attribute people respect, and people need to respect you as a personal trainer. So if you don't know something, that's a great question. Let me find out for you. Or, hey, I think it might be this, but let me go and confirm. And then when you come back and go, nah, it was a lie. Sorry.
I do that all the time. They'll be like, blah, 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 blah. I have no idea. I will get back to you. I need to ask Ramana. And then you get like 5 phone calls one day.
That's all right. But you know what? Try and answer it for them. Like, actually take a bit, and think about it and go, what actually could be the reason for that? Like, that's probably another leadership trait that we need to develop is being more problem solving. So what would Ramana say? That should be a little WWRS or WWRD. What would Ramana do? Ask yourself that whenever you have a question that you don't know the answer to. Romana would make some shit up and sell it. No. In all seriousness, don't make shit up. But if you've got an educated guess, like, don't be afraid to put it out there and just go, hey, look, I'll double check for you, but pretty sure this is it.
Yeah.
Type thing. All right. We haven't even got to the MCIs yet, but let's go. So info session, then you need to deliver. So check in with them every week, make sure that they're on track. And then your mandatory check-in ideally should be week 3 or week 4. Personally, I prefer to do it week 4 because then I've got 4 weeks of scans to go through with them, and I've got more evidence. I've got more results for them to talk to them about.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the structure of my mandatory check-ins is once we organise the time to sit down, I'll have their scans there already, and I would have already done some calculations on there. So I would have figured out how much weight they've lost so far, body fat percentage, body fat in kilos. If it's like super impressive, like exactly where they've lost their body fat. So you've lost 2.7 kilos of body fat in your torso. Like you've lost 800 grams in each arm. So be quite specific with those things. Their waist circumference as well. You've lost 8 centimeters around your waist in a month. Your in-body score has increased by 6 points. So you go through the really good results. And if they haven't had super great results from a weight perspective, there would still be some things that you could talk about in there. Like no doubt their waist circumference has gone down and they have lost body fat all over. And it's just highlighting the really good parts. So they've probably burnt through some body fat but not dropped a heap of weight. So basically any difference that there is from their first scan to their 4th scan, highlighting that. Did you realise that you've actually lost 6 centimetres off your waist? You know what, my pants have been a little bit looser. No wonder. So once you've gone through the results, you ask them a few questions about how they're feeling and try and get a few non-weight based wins out of them. So tell me what else has changed at home. Oh my God, I'm sleeping better. My husband's eating the same thing. He's dropped 6 kilos. The bastard, he's dropped more than me. So get some other wins as well. And ideally, well, you should know these people pretty good by now. Like I've got one of the ladies that's, you know, depression and anxiety, and she's like, I haven't had like a bad day since I started type thing. I'm like, well, that's fantastic. So the non-scale wins is what we're looking for in there as well. And 9 times out of 10, like staying ongoing will actually come up in that conversation when you're chatting to them about that. Like, this has just been so good for me. Like, you know, we're from here. What do I need to do type thing? Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. I'm glad you said that. So ask them, if you don't get to that stage, ask them how they're enjoying the sessions. Like, do you actually like group training? Like, yeah, I love it. You know, everybody's so friendly and they're always different. And then again, like, I'm glad you said that because we love having you here. Like, you're just the perfect fit. We'd love to have you stay on. And then you just invite them to stay on. Have you thought about staying on? Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'd love to stay on. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. And then that's when you, again, do them another favor by, look, I want to take the pressure off you because you're such a good fit. I don't think there's any point in delaying it. If you're keen to stay on, I reckon we just do it now. And I don't know, as a sign of good faith, I want to honour your $4.99 in an ongoing membership for you today. So regardless of whether you get the goal or not, I'm still going to honour the $4.99 so that you can continue to train because I want to continue to work with you. Now, it's always not going to run that smooth. Like, I've actually had a few people where I've said, well, you know, we've had these conversations. I've chatted to them about the training and maybe they haven't been as consistent or something just hasn't been running as smoothly in there for them. I'm going to apologise now if the Zoom cuts out because I've just got your internet connection is unstable warning.
Yeah, we had a lot of
Yeah.
robotic talk.
So anyway, that just means I have to talk really, really fast. No. So, hey, what was that?
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Well then.
Now I'm hearing things. So I had one lady in here, and you know they weren't super consistent with the training. They had a couple of injuries and stuff like that. And I'm like, she's not really there. Like she obviously there's something sort of holding her back. So the way I pitched it to her was like we love having you here, but I can see there's a few things holding you back. And usually at this time I would I'd offer the $4.99 to help you continue your training, but I don't think that would be a good fit for you. What do you think? And then they go, oh shit. Have I just missed out on getting my money back? And then they rethink it a bit. You'd be surprised how a little bit of reverse psychology can work on people. So I don't know if it would work for you, but I was going to offer you $499 in an ongoing membership because I could see we've still got some work to do, but I don't know if that would work. What do you think? Oh, no, that would work. That would be great. So there's always that option if they're doubting it or you're doubting it. Because ideally we still want the right people here, don't we? So do we all know the options for the $4.99? Oh, is that a no? Why are you laughing?
We made a bit of a mistake with our first group.
Oh God, what did you do?
We told them about the 9-week credit.
Oh. So everybody's doing free boot camp?
Most of them are, yeah.
Oh, fail.
Yeah. There's a few people that I've got like 2 or 3 on my side who have set up, but yeah, it was a big fail. We're like, why? Like, I don't even know why in my mind I thought that was a good idea. I was like, yeah, get everyone across the line. I was like, oh, Alex, you're an idiot. And I was like, hey, Nat, do this. And then we were both like, this was a mistake.
Yeah. So ideally your mandatory check-in is to sell them in for the 12 months.
Yeah. Well, we've had lots of people say like, oh yeah, we'll stay on for the 12 months, but
I would approach them again and just say, hey, look, I've been thinking, and I think using your 9 weeks free is a waste. It's far more valuable using it over a period of time. Like I would reapproach all of them.
All right.
And just go, look, I've been thinking, right? I think I fucked up. I think it's going to be far more valuable for you to actually use your $4.99 towards an ongoing membership. Like it's going to be cheaper long term for you. So in the mandatory check-in, once you've sort of committed to doing the $4.99 and an ongoing credit, and they're like, yeah, that would be amazing. All right, so your options are, so the best way to use your $4.99 is in a 12-month agreement. So, and then, usual boot camps are $59 a week. For the 12 months, we reduce it to $49 a week because of your long-term commitment. And then when you reinvest your $4.99 on top of that, it comes back to $39 a week over the 12 months. So that's, the best way to use it. Does that suit you? Are you going to be here in 12 months? They go, yeah, sweet, done. Don't even give them another option. If they go, oh, we might be moving, like hubby might be getting a job up the coast or something like that. We might be moving in June. Okay, what about, and go for, because it can be any time period, remember. All right, so how long is it until June? It's, 6.5 months. So did you want to do it over a 7-month period or something like that? So you can do any time period. You can do 3 months, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months. You can do anything.
Wait, so how does that work? You mean
Ah.
the 12-month agreement?
Let me share my screen and we'll look at the calculator. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all you need to do is complete the yellow boxes. All right. So if we're doing a 12-month agreement, so the regular price per week would be $49, correct?
Yeah.
And it's a 52-week contract. And the credit we're using is $499. So the actual contract cost will be $20.49.
Yeah.
Yep. So weekly, number of payments, we've got 52 weeks, $39.40 there. So in this yellow box here, you just enter this installment amount, but you round it down. So that one's $39. And then from that, it calculates your fortnightly payment.
Okay.
Yep. So for example, if they wanted to do, let's say they decided to do 28 weeks. So it's not a 12-month contract, so it's not $49. It's back to our normal $59.
Yeah.
And they're moving in 28 weeks. We're still going to reinvest their $499. Total contract value $11.53. 28 payments. $41.18 comes to $41. And then it's $82 if they do fortnightly. Does that make sense?
Mm.
So you guys can do any time period. You're not limited to 12. You're not limited to 6 months. You do anything.
Where is this spreadsheet?
It should be in your spreadsheet.
Oh, okay. I've probably just not gone in there.
Let me make sure it's been put on there. Otherwise, I will look like a dick. Copy the calculator. Yay! There it is.
Oh, okay.
Good. Don't look like a dick. Cool. So that's in yours.
Okay.
Yeah. So you aren't limited to any time period. If 12 months doesn't suit, 10 months, 9 months, 8 months.
But if it's not the 12 month, it's the 59 a week.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So you can basically just, what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with a C. Ooh, coffee. Kevy doesn't start with a C, starts with a K. Come and say hi, Kevy.
Hi.
It's Alice. Hang on, I'll stop the sharing. You can say hi.
Hey, Alice.
Hi. How are you?
Have you met Nat?
No, hey, Nat.
Hey.
This is Kevy. He brings me lunch and coffee.
Oh, nice. Handy.
Oh, where did you go? There you are. Thank you.
Bye, Nat. Bye, Alice.
See ya.
Yeah.
Cool. So was that little payment calculator helpful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Geez, I'm glad we recorded this.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Nat, any more questions around the mandatory check-ins?
No. Feeling a lot more confident now, I think, about
Cool.
that.
What else were we talking about?
What else were we talking about?
Those 2 emails.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So Nat, did you see both of those?
No.
Okay. Wonder if I still have both of them.
I'm going to go drink while you set that up.
Um, 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 um. Alice, have you got Steve's one there?
That is, oh,
His actual. Did you send that to me?
that was via Messenger, but I'll get it up on my phone.
So I guess what we want to chat about is avoiding these types of things. And I think by going through the info session again and helping people understand the psychology around why we do the deposit will help.
Yeah.
And then, of course, knowing how to reply back to it. So using positive language and essentially not initiating some type of a Facebook war type thing. Where is it? Okay, I've got it.
When did
Steve-
Steve?
Oh, did you find it as well?
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve came at the start of October.
Oh yeah.
He was
So you
fine.
would have been.
He was a while ago, but he saw another ad for the 6-week challenge and sent us a private Facebook message asking if it was the same challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alice said, hey, Steve, thanks for your question. It is the same challenge, a refundable safety deposit. It can be paid off over the 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So Steve's written back with, it's not right how you guys are advertising this. I liked you guys when I found you a year ago, as you didn't look like all the other gyms. However, it blindsides people when all of a sudden contracts and money is required to continue. Stop advertising this as free and be honest and upfront.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. So this is the reply that we've got for Steve.
I do remember that guy. Yes.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. He was at, I think, one of my first ones.
And you know what? I think we've all kind of been there.
I remember it being terrible. Yeah, not great.
Yep.
So.
That's okay. So we've got, thanks for your feedback, Steve. I really appreciate taking the time to write us. You were right in saying that we're not like other gyms. We actually pride ourselves in not being like other gyms because we genuinely care about our clients and work together with them to achieve amazing, long-lasting results. This is 100% credited to our 6-week challenge and the way it is structured to add extra motivation and accountability in comparison to running it without the security deposit incentive. Unfortunately, without the deposit, we were seeing people drop off every week, people that needed our help, but because they had made no investment, it was far too easy to walk away. This was super disheartening for us because we put our heart and soul into this challenge and just want to help as many people as possible and, of course, still keep it a free challenge. I understand where you're coming from, and we also understand that the structure of the challenge isn't for everyone. I've passed your feedback onto our management and marketing teams. Thank you again for your feedback. Hope you've had a great day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I believe we've had no reply, Alice?
No.
No. So fingers crossed he actually understands why we do it that way. So that's why we advertise it as a free challenge, because of people not having skin in the game, ideally. So first of all, thanking him for his time, like taking his time to actually write to us, because we obviously want any feedback. And I actually acknowledge one of the first things that he said was, I liked you guys a little while ago. You didn't seem like other gyms. So you were right. So that's a positive note. You were right in saying that we aren't like other gyms. And then why we're not like other gyms is because we actually care about our clients and we want to get them great results. And we have been because of the challenge and the way it's been structured. And then just explaining the reasoning behind the structuring of it. And then empathizing with him, like, I understand where you're coming from, but we also understand that the structure of the challenge isn't for everyone. So So acknowledging that we're not going to make everybody happy. And I think that's important for us to understand as well. Like even when we're running the info sessions and the advertising, there's always going to be someone. Even if you think of Tony Robbins, for example, like he does all this out there kind of stuff on Facebook all the time, and he always gets people commenting bullshit underneath. And look how big he is. So we're always going to get people. And that's okay, because the structure of the challenge isn't for everyone. But if you look at all the people that have shown up, that have done the challenge, that have gotten great results, it works. The marketing works, the advertising works, the challenge works, the structure of it works. And the feedback from these guys is probably more of a reflection of their situation than actually hating on us. So they felt blindsided because they didn't have the money at the time, potentially. And that's just a below the line response. So instead of accepting my situation and I don't have the money at the time, it's easier for them to blame us for our poor advertising or marketing. But it's certainly no reflection on what we're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes we just need to be a little bit wordy about the way we respond to them. And even the very first one, that you sent back to him, Alice, that probably could have been reworded slightly different as well.
Yeah, I should have waited to respond to him because I was busy at the time.
Yeah.
Because I saw it, I just wanted to write back because he could see that I had read the message and I didn't want to leave it too long.
Yeah.
So I just quickly wrote that in, and then I was thinking about it afterwards, and I was like, I really should have just waited for that. So that was definitely a lesson learned on that.
Yes.
Because in my mind it sounded okay, but then when I went back and read it, I was like, oh, that was not how that was said in my head.
Yeah. So remember, words or even the written word is probably less than 7% of communication. So it's, well, it is. It's 7% of communication, words, and then tonality is you. So like ideally a phone call would have been better, but they probably wouldn't have picked up. So we need to be really, really aware of the way we're presenting things. So always wording things in a positive note.
Yeah. So would you call the people who contact us then? Or would you just...
Ideally, no. Like if they've emailed, I'm going to email them back.
Yeah.
And then if there's a follow-up email that needs following up, potentially. But ideally, you don't want to. Like I said, this is just the fucking Tony Robbins bullshit. Like you're not going to please everybody and they're really not worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth getting into an argument over. So you just need a really wordy and creative email just to sort of get back into the neutral zone, just to take the fire out of it, because they're emotional about it. That's all it is. Just an emotional response. It's spur of the moment. And then when they read back and they go, oh, well, that actually makes sense. Maybe I did overreact. And most people are, probably too sheepish to admit that they're wrong and just won't say anything. But there's that handful of people that will just take it way over the top. And like I said, we just need to take the steam out of it for them. So that's the first one. And so this is from, it was Alex, wasn't it?
Yes.
What are you doing? Oh no. Internet might drop out, I'm sorry. Oh, for God's sake. So Alex says, I am writing regarding the advertising campaign Pept is currently running on Facebook for a free 6-week challenge. After reading your website and ad carefully, I went along to an information session where I was informed that you can't join unless you pay almost $600. Don't know where she got that from. Which would be held during the challenge and refunded to you if you met all of the requirements and succeed in the challenge. this condition needs to be on the page where the other 3 catches are explicitly stated. I also note that nothing was given in writing at the information session. I look forward to speaking with a representative about this. God. Enter lengthy email. And this took me like an entire day to write.
God.
Hi, Alex. My apologies for the delayed reply. Thank you so much for your email and feedback. I really appreciate you taking the time to write us. I can definitely see where you're coming from, so I agreed with her straight away. No point arguing. That's not what she's after. She's not after an argument. She's not after a sale. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely see where you're coming from, and I can assure you that we at PEPT have nothing but the best intentions to service our customers, clients, and to help them achieve amazing, long-lasting results. This is 100% credit to our 6-week challenge and the way it is structured. So the $4.99 security deposit was introduced. So I just make sure that I've corrected her quantity. $4.99 security deposit was introduced to add extra motivation and accountability in comparison to running it without the security deposit incentive. Unfortunately, without the deposit, we were seeing people drop off every week. People that needed our help, but because they had made no investment, it was far too easy to walk away. This was super disheartening for us because we put our heart and soul into the challenge and just want to help as many people as possible, live healthy, happy lives, and of course, we still wanted to keep it a free challenge. The problem is most people will choose to see the roadblocks in life instead of opportunities presented to them. People that doubt and their own negative thoughts talk them out of making positive, permanent changes. I can see how adding the deposit into the catches may seem like it would help people, but all it is doing is adding to people's already negative thought process and belief system. So that's directly addressing her issue. It should be added into the catches. And I'm just explaining why we don't add it into the catches. Because if people saw that, it's just another excuse for them to stay where they are. And we need them to change. That make sense?
Yeah.
Ah, what is it doing? What is it doing? Stop, stop, stop. Yeah. Read it from here. The info session is there to take the guesswork out of losing weight and empowering people to make a change. Once people can see the path and know that they have a team of people behind them, suddenly those old beliefs are shattered and we can move forward and start helping them build stronger, healthier beliefs. I've attached a copy of the 6-week challenge agreement document that all challengers read and sign before taking part in our challenge. We are very transparent when it comes to the terms and conditions of the challenge. Again, she mentioned that there was no paperwork given, and I'm assuming that's because she didn't stay around long enough to sign anything.
No.
So again, I've answered that question for her. I really do understand where you are coming from and that the deposit can be an unexpected surprise and not within everyone's budget, especially this time of year. We also understand that the structure of the challenge isn't for everyone, and that's okay too. I've passed your feedback on to our management and marketing teams. Thanks again for your feedback. Hope you have a better understanding of our position, and I hope I've answered all your questions. Have a great day. Does that make sense? So we're not after a fight, we're not after an argument, we're after understanding. But you also need to address their issues specifically. So when Alice sent me this second one from Alex, I thought I'll just send her the same one that we sent Steve, but they were different issues. Oh, no. That's okay. I'm finished sharing anyway. So it'll be interesting to see if Alex writes back and what she does. So I'm hoping she does understand, but she also may be one of those people that just gets even more offended and over the top.
Yeah.
Because we're not changing the marketing.
Does that info, like the feedback, does that go to Jake?
Nah, goes to me. And I write long winded emails. Because we're not going to change the marketing.
Yep.
It is still a free 6-week challenge. It is still free at the end. That is not a lie. It's purely the structure of it. And some people won't like that. and that's okay.
Hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So don't be afraid of these emails. Like, people just lack the understanding behind it, that's all. And it's our job to educate them. We all didn't understand it when we first saw it, did we? We were just like, oh, fuck, this is dodgy. But once we did it, ran a few challenges, saw the results, and went, holy shit, it works.
Yeah.
And how many other gyms are doing it? Hundreds of other gyms are doing it, and it's working for them.
Quite a few. There's at least 3 around us.
Yeah.
I know of.
And I can guarantee they're getting the same feedback.
Yeah.
We can take the free out of the advertising, but we'd also get half the amount of leads, and we wouldn't be able to help as many people.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really important when we get these people in front of us that we're giving them a presentation, not an info session. Any questions around that?
Not around that.
Awesome. All right, now I had 2 things, but I also understand that we're an hour and 20 in. So I had spreadsheets and I had leadership stuff. So talk me through the spreadsheets. Are we not filling them out, or have we not allocated time? What's the big thing you struggle with?
Time.
Yep.
Yeah. But that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about anyway, because I'm struggling with my time. So that's more a thing I need to sort out.
Yep. And Nat?
Well, I'm feeling okay about the spreadsheet.
Nat
Okay.
likes
Now that-
spreadsheets.
Now that you've gone, Nat, don't even worry about leads or the booked tab. I'm like, sweet. So I'm feeling okay with the spreadsheet right now. And I haven't even gone into those for a while, really. And then, I don't know, most
What
of
are
the
you doing on the spreadsheet at the moment, Nat? Are you filling in stats for your info sessions? Like,
Yeah.
What's the- yep. So is that all you're doing on there? So, sorry, let me get this right. Is Lorna doing your leads and booked now, Alice?
No. So Lorna does leads.
Mm-hmm.
She might do booked.
So that's something we need to get super, super clear on.
That is something super clear on, because
It's everybody's responsibility. It's nobody's responsibility.
Yeah. We only went through this the other day. But I know that I assigned booked to someone. So I'll have to have a look. I'll double check with Lorna.
You need to get clear on who's doing it, and then you need to keep them accountable to it. So whoever's doing the leads and the booked, ideally they're doing the assistant salesperson's role. So kind of what Jade's doing here and what Honna's doing for Paul. So we've set them up with some stats that they need to fill in the spreadsheet to make sure that we're getting our money's worth. Because if they're spending hours making phone calls and not actually booking anybody in, you're wasting your money and your time. So A, let's get clear on who that is, Alice, and B, let's set them up with a spreadsheet.
Yeah, and Lorna's got a spreadsheet. I sent that to her on Monday afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So get clear on what her role is. She's calling people to book them in.
Yep.
Yep. So she's getting people out of the lead sheet into the booked if they've already booked in.
Yep.
And then she's contacting the other people to book them into an info session, correct?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, sweet. What else does Lorna do?
She helps us with our reports. So she puts their names into our weekly reports.
What
Print
weekly
them off.
report?
Missing in action.
Missing in action.
Oh, right. Like rosters and stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah, rosters,
Yep.
sorry.
Okay.
So she does our rosters.
Mhm.
She gives them to Nat, so Nat takes care of those calls as well.
And Facebook, really.
Yeah, on Facebook, that's about it.
Okay.
So
So what are you doing, Nat? So you're running sessions?
Yeah.
Rachel?
I'm
Accountability
calling
calls?
the people in thinking. So I'm calling them. I'm calling the missing in action people. I guess the order then from down, if I've done that, then I go accountability calls. Sorry, accountability calls are up there. Sorry. Accountability calls, thinking, people missing in action. And then from there, I'll call like our few people who are ongoing than if I've got a bit of time left over, like our regular clients.
Yep. So really the only thing you're doing on the spreadsheet, Nat, is filling in your stats
Yeah.
and the thinking people.
Thinking tab.
How much work is that thinking tab? Like, can we reduce the thinking tab? I think is probably a better option. Like, do you think if we make those changes in the info sessions, we get less of those? Because we don't have a thinking tab. You're either in or you're out.
I'd love to get rid of the thinking tab.
Yeah, we don't have a thinking tab. You're in or you're out.
Yeah.
If you don't contact me the next day, then I'm assuming you're not in type thing, because we're not reserving spots without deposits.
Yeah.
And we're not contacting anybody in January. Like, I want to wait till January. Okay, you'll need to contact us because we're going to be so busy that we can't guarantee spots.
Do we just have that as a general rule anyway?
My rule.
All right, done. Lead. All right, they're done. Thinkers are out. I will delete.
Okay.
I'll happily delete that tab.
If they're thinking about it, they're not in, are they?
No.
Yeah.
And you're wasting your time following them up.
Well, we've
And
sorted
again,
that. Nat, you've gone to booked.
Okay.
But the booked tab doesn't do anything either, does it? You're just moving them from leads to booked. We don't have a booked tab either.
So, do you call people that don't show up or cancel the info session?
We do that through Acuity.
But then how do you see on Acuity properly? Do you just call them the once? Like, you know, obviously you'll go at the session, you just call them the
So you call them the once and then you send them the email with the link. If they're keen, then they'll re-inquire.
and that's it really.
Yeah, we haven't wasted too much time on them. We do a really great job of selling people that show up. Yep. And then ideally, if we've got time, we chase up those other people.
So it depends which one Lorna's doing then, if she's doing booked or leads.
Lorna's only doing leads.
Okay.
So, because I think I was on the booked.
Okay, so Alice, do you need to be doing less stuff to manage your time, or do you need to get better at managing yourself?
A little bit of both. Like, I need to be more structured around my time, but
Yep.
I definitely need to offload stuff that I'm doing because I feel like a headless chook some days.
Okay.
Especially on days when I'm running info sessions or I've got things back to back.
Yeah.
In the time that I've got before I've got to go and get Kate or the kids come home, very limited. So
Okay.
I saw Shade this morning and she's like, how's everything going? And I was like, I feel like I'm doing a 3-person job.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, do you want me to make some phone calls? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So I was going to chat to you about that too.
Yep.
Yep.
So if we can get rid of the thinking tab, then potentially Nat can do your booked.
Yep.
Yep. And then I think we need to figure out exactly what you should be doing as the business owner. Like, what's the most effective use of your time to be growing the business?
Cool. I'd like that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Nat, can you do the booked people?
Yep.
Yep.
Sure.
And again, it's not something I would be spending a huge amount of time on. So the people that have booked that were no-shows, they get the no-show in Acuity, they get the email sent, and then they get a follow-up phone call and text message with the link. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and you'd call them the next day?
Yes. So in Acuity, we do the no-show straight away. So they'll get an email straight away saying, hey, sorry, we missed you tonight at our 6:15 p.m. info session. Just letting you know that we've now only got 3 spots left for our start date and 8 spots left for our next start date. If you're still interested in jumping on board for our 6-week challenge before Christmas, click the link below and book into an info session. But you'll need to be quick because spaces are filling up fast. Link. Do you guys know how to do that on Acuity?
Yep.
Yep. So you click the no-show and then you cut and paste that little message. Yep.
Yep.
So that gets sent straight away. So that's an email, but that comes from Acuity. So that doesn't have your name on it at all. So that's just a generic one. So then you would follow up with a phone call. Hey, it's Alice. Sorry we missed you yesterday. Just wondering if you're free for an info session this week or next week, because we've only got a few spaces left or a few start dates left before Christmas. And then just send them a text message with something very similar. And, yeah, to rebook, click the link below or text me back. But short and sharp. And then that way they've got your contact details. Alice, you know who would be great at bloody info sessions?
Who?
Shade.
Oh, I was like, what's the trick question?
She would kill him because she's so direct.
Yeah.
She'd be like, yep, this is what we do. This is how it works. Who's keen?
Yeah, that one I might need more convincing.
Mm-hmm. For her.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Nat, have you got anything else?
Not really. So I just want to confirm, like, if someone is saying I got to go home and check with whatever info session.
Yep.
You just tell them like limited spots, in or out, and then you.
So I always tell them that they need to message me the next day if they're in, and I had a girl do it this morning from last night. I went, go home and check your finances. I said, but you need to let me know as soon as you know so that I can reserve your spot. And I've actually had a missed call from her while we're sitting here, so that she can leave her deposit. So.
Okay, so they just need to give me a call, and then that's it. Is that it?
Yeah. The only time I would message them is if we have spots left. So like a kind of a last ditch effort. So if they sign up on Monday and you haven't heard from them, then maybe Thursday, Friday, you can message them and go, hey, haven't heard from you. We still have 2 spots left for Monday's start date if you're still interested.
Yeah.
And that would sort of be the last thing I do.
Yeah, okay. And then for no shows, email through Acuity, give them a call and send them a text.
Yep.
Just the once? Like.
If you've got time to do it again, go for it. But again,
yeah, see what happens.
It's the same as the person booking in for the consult and they're not showing up.
Yeah.
I think like there's those handful of people that just kept mucking you around when you've got these dedicated people that have actually showed up and they're, they've got a 6-week challenge in mind, so they're half committed because they've showed up. I think we need to work really, really hard on those people.
Yeah.
Anything else for you, Nat?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, so what are the things you're going to go and implement?
Practicing mandatory check-ins. So those questions we went through as well. So, really being more specific on the scan and like going through the positives on the scan.
Yep.
And I guess outlining how they're feeling as well. I think I brushed over that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I have been brushed over.
Yeah, so really lock in those non-scale wins.
Yeah.
And again with a mandatory check-in, like be in the moment. Like if they're talking, you're really listening.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to read through the lines as well when they're talking. So sometimes people aren't saying everything.
Yeah.
So you've got to be a little bit intuitive when it comes to that. So just listening to the way they're saying things and what they're saying and maybe asking a few more questions around it.
Yeah.
Make sure that's all. I feel like there's something else. And just give them permission to open up. You'll be surprised how much people tell you when you give them permission to open up.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, Nat, if there's nothing else from you, I might just catch up with Al for the next half hour to see if we can figure out her time management. Otherwise, I will catch up with you over the next couple of days anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing before you go. Sorry, Nat. Just feedback with Jade
Oh.
for the sessions. Yeah.
Oh, I actually think I made a note of it here. So with the boomers session, you could tell she was really nervous about it. She was worried that she was going to break them or something. She was real like, yeah, the warm up was really short. And I said that to her, I went, that went for like 3 or 4 minutes. You got to add something else to that.
Even a longer warm up for boomers.
Yeah, I was like, and she said to me after she ran the mum session, that one was a lot better, and she told me, I'd usually do it like an HQ warm up, but I wasn't sure because they're boomers and they, can't do certain things. And I was like, just run the HQ warm up. They'll be okay. They'll tell you if they've got an injury or something. They know you're new, and if you're confident doing that, then do that. So. Yeah, she was a bit worried with the boomers. I wonder if I can find her feedback. And with the mums as well, I did get feedback from one lady just about, I guess checking in with everyone all the time. The session was kind of split where they'd have to run out and grab a card and come back. She was hanging around kind of where people were picking up cards and focusing on that too much. And some mums have ab separation and I would have liked some more help for those exercises with that as well. So
2 things. You gave her that feedback, like you actually had a catch up and you went over that. Second thing, do you have a catch up before the session? Say, hey, look, these ladies have this and that, or this boomer can't do that, and I've done this session before.
Yeah.
It works really, really well when you do this. Just to give her a little bit of guidance before she starts.
Yeah. I think between sessions, not so much, which probably should have. I think during the session, it was like, just be aware of that lady over there, be aware of that lady over there.
Yeah.
That during the session, I guess. So.
Yeah.
A lot going on. So.
Have you read the 1 Minute Manager, Nat?
No, I haven't.
It's a really quick book.
Okay.
It's got really big writing.
Yeah, right.
It's a really quick book to read through, and it's just a really, really simple management tool about feedback and giving it as soon as possible and as regularly as possible. So that would probably be the first one that I read, because both of you need to step up from a management perspective when you're bringing new team members on. Like Jade's had a heap of training from us, but you're going to get a new team member that's not pepped.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're going to have to really be on the ball, and this is how we do it. This is the way that we do it, and this is why.
Yeah.
So can you pop that on your list to get hold of that?
What was it called?
The 1 Minute Manager. So you could probably get it on Audible, but Lucy actually has a copy here.
I'll get it on Audible.
Okay, Audible, sweet.
1 Minute Manager.
1 minute. I'm going to sit and have a coffee and chocolate with you.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Tomorrow, booking a time for me. Okay.
Oh, nice.
She's like, I was going to sit and have a coffee with you in a bar, but...
Oh.
Less. We work really hard here.
Oh, yeah.
Cool, yeah. So I would definitely read the 1 Minute Manager, Nat. Like that's the first management book that I read.
Oh, okay.
And it's really simple principles that you can implement straight away.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you first step into management, the smallest wins make you feel really good.
Yeah.
So if you can implement something straight away and get a really good result from it, then it makes you want to learn more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Nat. It's good to catch up with you again.
Yeah.
Ideally, I'd like to make this probably more regularly. What about a Zoom every fortnight?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. So does Wednesday midday suit you guys?
Yep.
Sweet. All right. So I'll book another one for a fortnight Wednesday, and we'll just make it a fortnightly thing for us to catch up. And then, of course, I'll touch base with you guys in between every week anyway when you've got questions.
Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Nat.
Thank you.
Catch you later. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Okay. So tell me how your day typically looks right now, Alice.
So my day typically looks like alarms at 4 o'clock. Get up, go to boot camp, run the session, Depending on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the kids come to me during the session because Jake's got to go to work.
Mhm.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, got to get home about 7.
Yeah.
Get the kids ready for school, lunches, all that sort of stuff. Leave at 8:15. So it's just over an hour in the morning to be able to do everything. 8:15, leave, drop off the kids at school, and then Monday and Wednesday, I stay at the park because there's an info session at 9:45.
Yep.
I don't sit off to the side or make any phone calls or anything. I just chat with everyone that's at the sessions because I don't get to see that time much anymore because I'm not running those sessions anymore. So I just chat and whatnot. And then depending on if anyone's early, I might be able to get 1 or 2 texts in or a video message for accountability if I've got stuff like that already pre-done. And then from there, info session on a Monday. After the info session is done at 10:30, we've got a meeting with Lorna and Nat, just a team meeting, which will go for about an hour. So come 11:30. Home about 12 o'clock. And then that's when I try and get in all of as much accountability calls as I can, being a Monday.
Yep.
And then the kids come home about 3:30. And then from there, I interact with the kids a little bit before I've got to leave home at 4:10 to get to boot camp for 4:30, start at 5. 5 o'clock session, then 5:45's info session. That goes to about 6:30, 6:45, then 7 o'clock I'm off to Silks, and then I won't get home till 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, right. So full on days.
Mondays are the busiest days. Then Tuesday's a little bit more flexible. So mornings are pretty much always the exact same before 9 o'clock or 9:30.
Yep.
Tuesdays, if I don't need to meet anyone or do anything like that, then I'm home by 9:30.
Yep.
And then I'll do as many accountability calls as I need to. Do some lead phone calls, catch up on the spreadsheet, do all that sort of stuff. And then Tuesday and Thursdays are easier days because I don't need to be anywhere after 9:30. Wednesdays very much like Mondays, got the info sessions and everything again. And then Friday I've got info session, calls, whatnot, catch up, rest of the day, weekly. Yeah. And then off to boot camp again. So the Mondays and Thursdays I have read at home. So read at home all day, Monday, Thursdays. And then Thursday, Fridays, Jake's at home as well. So I find he distracts me more when he's home, but I think I also use that as a bit of an excuse to not work as well.
What days is Jake home?
Thursday, Fridays.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So Thursdays is a great day to do as much as I can, but I have both Jake and Reed at home. Tuesdays are my most productive day because I have the most amount of time. But at the moment, I'm also battling with there's something not right with my system because come anywhere between 12 and 2, all I want to do is sleep because I'm so fatigued. So I've actually got a form to go get blood tests done, which I've actually had for about a week, and I keep procrastinating to go and get it done because it takes time to go and do. Because I've got to go to Albany Creek to do that. So if I'm home or I forget, it's just one of those things. But I find when I'm sitting down and I'm doing the stuff I need, I'm perfect. But if I'm like, okay, I need to do this today and I need to do this and this and this and this and this, it just goes all out the window because I'm like, I need to do this now. So I'll focus on that and be like, oh, but then I have to do this and then I'll focus on that. It's just back and forth. So I know I need to find the structure of when to sit down. Like I need to do time sprints. I need to.
I had an interesting conversation with Brad the other day actually, and this is something that he's learned to do from reading whatever book he's reading at the moment. And it's kind of like a little reward system. Like when you actually sit down at your desk, you don't leave until you've completed that one task. So it's you set yourself one task. So I need to complete my 10 accountability calls. You sit down until that's done. and then you can move.
Yeah.
So then you can go and spend time with Reed and Jake until your next time. So what's my next task? Okay, I need to go through some of the in-body results and enter them into the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
All right, sitting down, you don't move until it's done. So it's similar to a time sprint, but it's a single job.
Yeah.
Yep. So what we need to get really, really good at is prioritizing what jobs you need to do in what order.
Yeah.
Yep. It also sounds like your Monday is just far too busy.
Yeah.
So my question is there any other day that you can do your team catch up? Because we did the same. We used to catch up on a Monday and we got nothing done.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be our accountability call day, and we were in a meeting for 2 hours. You know, everybody's running boot camps in the morning, so by the time midday comes, you've got nothing done.
Yeah.
So is there another time you can reschedule that to, another day?
I'd have to double check, but I think we can do a Wednesday, but then that could potentially cut into our time that we're doing now. I'd have to double check if we can do.
Well, we do our catch up on a Wednesday, 10:30.
Yep.
And then I do you guys. And then I do you guys. So
Actually, no, I could do it beforehand. I could do it at 10:30 because there's no info session on a Wednesday now. Yes,
okay. All right. How about we pencil that in? Do you want to check with the girls and see if that works for them? Because then we're both doing the same thing. And it's probably a really good thing because ideally your meetings, if they're frequent enough, they should be structured so that they don't go for 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh, usually we cap it at an hour and a half max. Otherwise,
you should have an agenda.
Yeah.
Yep. And your problem solving.
Yeah.
So you just need to come to a solution for each item on your agenda.
Cool.
So maybe we need to look at the structure of your meeting as well.
Could do.
Yep. So like the way I opened the meeting today, like I should have done a whiffle, but I forgot. So ideally you want to start each meeting with a whiffle and then, hey, this is what's on my list. Does anybody else have anything to add? You write that down and then you work through them.
Yep. Yeah, I have items, but usually I'll be like, okay, Nat, what do you want to go through or need help with? Go through what she needs help with and then be like, okay, this is what I want to go through. But
yep,
having it on one whole list would probably make it a little bit easier to have that flow through.
Yep. Oh my God, I just had an amazing idea.
Yeah.
How about every second Wednesday, your team meeting is this meeting and Lorna comes on? Would
Yep.
you make that?
I reckon so.
Because then I'll be able to help her as well.
Mm.
And maybe we won't be double handling conversations.
Yeah. I'll ask Lorna.
I think that'd probably be a bit helpful for her.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so let's see if we can clear Monday a little bit for you because ideally Monday and Tuesday you want to be your accountability call days.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm finding the last 2 weeks because now we've got all of the challenges in swing.
Yeah.
Wednesday, I'm finalising my accountability calls.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
today, I did one before I got on, but he's someone who's really excelling, so he wasn't essentially a high priority personnel, the challenge to contact ASAP.
Yeah.
But I've still got 2 more people to call. So
Yeah. So how about we make it a goal to have your accountability calls be finished before your team meeting on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
So again, that's sitting down, setting yourself some targets and not moving until you complete them.
Yeah, and I think something else that will help as well is sitting down on the weekend because they have their scans done Thursday, Friday and Saturdays, actually go through their scans on the weekend when I've got time and I'm just fiddling about, have a note in their folder so when it comes Monday, Tuesday, I can just be like, hey, this is what I need to address.
Yeah. And Monday's the day that you have Reed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So ideally, if you can do that on the weekend, great, but I certainly don't expect you to.
Yeah.
But I still want you to spend time with your family and enjoy your weekends. If you can do it, great. Okay, but if not, don't worry about it. And maybe the way I would structure it is Monday, I would do all my easy phone calls because you've got Reed.
Yep.
And remember, I'm recording this, so please don't take any more clothes off.
There is no aircon in this house. It gets installed tomorrow, and the office, it's like the hottest room in the house. It's just like I'm starting to get sweaty and sticky. I'm just like, oh, this is nasty.
Yeah, everybody's in for a show. Alex does pole dancing. Yeah, sorry. So I would probably structure it, do all of your easy phone calls on a Monday when you've got Reed, when you can kind of just do really quick stuff in between having him. And then Tuesday is the day you actually need to make some phone calls and have some discussions with people when you've got a bit more time. And Jake's not there, Reed's not there.
Cool.
Okay. What else? So I think writing lists is probably a good idea for you too, Alice.
Yeah, I used to have a to-do list, and I used to have, or I do have a diary where I used to live out of my diary, but since the 6-week challenge, I just, because it all went to Acuity, I found I didn't need my diary as much. And I've tried using it again, but it's just doesn't have the same effect as what it used to with consults.
Yep.
So yeah.
So 2 options, and I'll let you choose which one is the better one for you. So we either draft a default diary. So ideally, what does your week look like? So like Monday is your accountability calls for the quick ones, the people that are on track. Tuesday is your accountability calls for the people that need a phone call.
Yep.
Wednesday is your team meetings. Thursday is your stats and your spreadsheets completed. Yep. And Friday is your catch-up day or something like that. So that's the first option. Second option is simply writing a to-do list every afternoon for the next day. Or
so
potentially we can do both.
Yeah, I think the default diary would be better because I like knowing that I've got structure, these things need to be hit. Where if I just write down a list of what things I need to do the next day, that's how I used to do it when we had consults. And if I didn't get it done, it wasn't the end of the world and I could do it again tomorrow. And sometimes out of a list of like 5 things, there could be one thing that I'm still trying to do a week later. So I know in the past that hasn't worked for me. So I think the default diary is going to be better.
Okay. All right. So when can you have your default diary done and sent to me?
What's today? Not today. Tomorrow.
Yep.
By, I'd say tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
Tomorrow night, at least. Yep.
Yeah. And when right now do you have in to do your stats and your spreadsheet? That was a question. Sorry, there was a question mark after that.
I missed that. All I heard was just stats and your.
Oh, I said right now, when do you have in your default diary to be doing your stats and filling in your spreadsheet? Or you don't have it in there. That's why it's not being done.
I don't have it written down. It's just whenever I remember I need to do it.
Okay. So ideally Thursday is the day for paperwork and stats because that's when we roll over. So our week runs from Thursday to a Wednesday. So end of day Wednesday, you should have all of your dollars. You'll have all your impact scores and everything sorted. And then you update it first thing Thursday.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Calls for leads.
Which ones? Isn't Lorna doing them?
Yes, but she doesn't get as many hours as I'd like to be able to give her because she's a casual admin. She's got to be put on at least 3 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And at the moment, with the the amount of people we're getting in for the challenge, the last week we didn't have, like, the funds essentially went into negatives for what we earned versus what went out.
Yep.
Which obviously there is money there because we've got funds that just rack up. But at the end of the day, I don't want to keep going into negatives, like spending more than what we're getting in.
Yep.
By giving someone more hours. But I know if we give them more hours, essentially it can go up. But I feel like in that situation, it's not my call anymore when it's something that can affect the business like that. Well, in terms of finances anyway, like, because Jake's part of, like, is the partnership as well. Yeah. Like, I feel like I need some sort of a direction on where to go with that. And then even with same with Shade, like getting Shade to make extra phone calls as well, which obviously would relieve me of making all the phone calls now. Same thing with her, like, would she be classed as a casual admin, or is she a trainer doing casual hours?
No, she's not running sessions, then she would just be admin. So unless she's actually running sessions, then just admin wages.
Yeah.
Now I've got 2 questions on that. So if money wasn't an issue, is Lorna the right person to be doing that job?
She is, but she also, because she has another 2 jobs, it's not prioritized the way we want it to be. So, and because she is doing her cert, she wants to do her cert 3 with us, but financially at the moment it's not quite right. She's going to do it at the end of at the end of January. She's going to start. I know it's a foot in the door for her, and we want her to be ready, but at the same time, she's not ready now. So it's one of those things. So
yeah,
when, like, I'd want to say yes, she's the perfect fit, but at the same time, I also think it's just like a quick Band-Aid fix for the time being to get us over the next hurdle to be able to go better.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because you know her better than I.
Yeah.
But from what you've told me, I hear a lot of excuses.
Yeah, like she does really well with the phone calls, but yeah, she's not as confident, and I know I need to spend more time with her to be able to build her up. And I think that's what's lacked in the last week or 2 is that I haven't been able to train her up properly, which was a fault of myself, because I was like, oh yeah, she's fine, she's got this. But
I think we've all done that.
No, I was like, she doesn't have this. Like,
no, yeah. Oh, they'll be fine. They've listened to a phone call twice. They'll do it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh, you're fine. You know how to make phone calls. Like, you call people.
Dial the number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it will probably be really good for her to jump onto the meeting with us, because we can do a little bit of role play and stuff like that and get her up to speed a hell of a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I think. Okay. Second thing is, ideally your role as a business owner is to make profit. So instead of worrying about, oh my God, we're spending money on wages for admin and we don't have enough to cover, how can we increase our income? Is probably what you need to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of going, oh my God, I need permission to do this.
Lorna more hours. She'll be able to make more phone calls.
Yeah.
Get more people booked in, more people at info sessions, more people into the challenges.
Yes.
So I know that, but it's
so
in between.
Yeah. So let's focus on the solution first of all. Yep. So more income. So obviously the info sessions. So we've chatted about those. So we need to make a few changes with those and get some better results. Second thing is getting people in.
Yep.
So 2 things are typically stopping people from booking in is not enough info sessions, or nobody's calling them to book them in.
Yep.
Yep.
Which is probably a bit of both.
I would agree. I would agree. That's the same for most locations.
Yeah.
So when Lorna's talking to them, I would get her to ask them, if she's not already doing it, why didn't you book into an info session? Was there not? Yeah, I would just get like something. Hey, can I just ask why you didn't book into one of the info sessions? Oh, because I had to pick up the kids from school. Whatever the reason is, but if we can figure out what it is, because I needed a later one, then we can introduce a couple of later ones.
Yep.
Yep. So if we can avoid that, winner, winner. Then she doesn't have to make as many phone calls, and you get more people in front of you to do sales.
Yep.
Yep. What else? Yes, info sessions, getting them in front of you. But yep, okay, yep, we did that. All right. The other thing would be, I'm recording this.
You can't hear anything.
Yeah. Who wants to know what Lucy just did?
Me?
Who are you talking to?
Just Alice, but I plan on putting it on the Dream Team. I'm sure you can all guess what Lucy did. A dirty bitch.
No?
She passed wind.
Oh, is that all?
Came into my office specifically to pass wind at me.
I gotta listen back now. Like, how many minutes are we in?
Oh, so many minutes. So many minutes. I don't actually think anybody will get this far in the recording. But anyway. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, so making money, profiting the business, okay? So ideally the $4.99 upfronts are where we're going to make the most money, yep. And then of course getting people to sign an agreement, 12-month or 6-month or something afterwards instead of taking their 9 weeks free.
Yes.
That would be the second thing, yep.
Yep.
And then of course supplements. So protein powder and stuff like that. That would be the third thing.
Yeah, that's something I need to fix up as well, because I know that every time we order, I put up like, okay, we're doing an order this week. Tell me who needs what.
Yep.
I take that down, and then I always order more. And then as soon as it's in, it's just gone just like that. So, I like how much Geelong got, and that would be great.
How much did they get?
Oh, they ordered like 6 boxes worth of protein a couple of weeks back.
Oh, yeah.
They got a shitload.
And I think we are doing direct ordering for protein now, I believe.
Oh, is that online?
Oh, shit.
Is that the one with all the other supplements that Jake put up the other day?
No, that's a different one. So it's a different supplier. So the supplements is different, your fish oils and your glutamine and stuff. Protein would be different. So you can order that directly from them. And I think they just need a minimum order. So you have to order a lot to get it. Like you got to order a box of 10. So ideally you'd probably get 4 boxes, a box of each every order.
Oh, that'd be great.
And it comes straight to you. Like they would deliver straight to you. You don't have to worry about postage from us, or like you literally just order from them and then they send it to you.
Oh, can I get their details?
Yeah, I'll get Lucy to do that.
Yeah, that'd be handy.
Yeah.
Because I've had a few people say, like, they're like, oh, can I get some more protein? I was like, yeah, but I've got to put an order in, and it's going to go to admin. I was like, it's going to take like 2-3 weeks. And they're like, and then some of them are like, yep, that's cool. And then some of the new people were just like, well, what's another brand I can get? Because I need one like next week.
So,
So I've got a few things that I do refer them to. I was like, well, if you're lactose, go raw. And if you don't have a preference, then go Venom Protein because it's next day delivery. So, and then, like regular clients are just like, they're like, you're missing out on so much potential in terms of that.
Definitely. Missed opportunity, 100%. So let's get on top of that. So I'll get Lucy to send you the details.
Yep.
And you can place an order whenever you need. And we just ask at the end of every session. So, hey, who needs protein?
Yeah.
And we usually sell a couple of bags after every session. So we go through almost 10 bags a day.
Yeah.
Like we're almost out of stock again today, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so protein's a big one, $4.99 deposits, and then, of course, signing the people ongoing. Yeah. So ideally, we'd want to be increasing your DDs at least 5 a week.
Yeah. See, I checked out the spreadsheet when I did that this week, and my DDs haven't changed since the 6-week challenge. Like, it's just.
Yeah. But this is the first week you've had people finish though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So
we knew it's going to take a while.
Actually, you know what's interesting? We didn't see an increase for probably 2 months.
Yep.
Because we were signing everybody up for ideally what we used to offer is 2 sessions a week.
Yeah.
So we were actually losing $20 on what we'd normally be signing people up for. So it took a while for it to actually look like we were increasing. It just looked like a normal week. Because we were signing them up for only 2 sessions a week. We weren't increasing to 60 a week. It was only the 40. So yeah, it might take a little while for it to look like it's increasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your number one job as a business owner is to increase profit. So Amelia, as the manager of this location, she needs to increase sales. So need to be smack bang on your info sessions and then mandatory check-ins.
Yeah.
When's your next info session?
Tonight.
Tonight. Cool. And have you sent your video?
I get Nat to do those for me.
Okay. I might
Because
send
I
Nat.
like to send them in the morning, but because with the kids, I
Yeah.
don't get around to it, or
Yeah.
I've got a child in the background, and it's take 5 for the same person,
Yeah.
and
I'm gonna shoot Nat. I'm gonna send her one of my videos and the text message that I sent.
Yep.
Because it's all well and good to send the video, but you've got to get people to confirm. So
Yeah.
you need people showing up. So
pretty sure I checked it just before, and I'm pretty sure she got like a good 90% of them confirmed.
Yep.
Because I saw most of it was yellow, or that greeny color anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Green color is video message sent. Confirmed is yellow. You want yellow.
Well, then it's yellow.
Okay.
So out of 7,
Mhm.
all of them but 1 has confirmed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I know that there was one that couldn't make it.
Yep.
But yeah, they've all gotten back to her.
Okay. Good. Awesome.
And someone's bringing their husband.
Oh, fantastic. Cool. So you still have 7 there. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So I think that's the 3 things you need to focus on
Yep.
for income is the info sessions, obviously the upfront payments, ongoing, and then products.
Yep.
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 And then the other thing I just wanted to touch base on was the whole leadership thing and about stepping up to the next level, because a lot of the resumes that are coming through, they're quite experienced people.
Yes.
And I think for some of them, it would almost be a step back.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, because like the way that we advertise it and some of the stuff that we see is quite high quality, and we still need to be able to deliver that at every location.
Yeah.
So I think probably one of the number one things, actually, I'll get you to read 1 Minute Manager as well if you haven't.
Yeah, I just wrote that. I wrote that down.
Yeah, perfect. And like I said, that's the perfect first little one to read and be able to implement some stuff.
Yep.
And again, just projecting confidence.
Yeah.
Like this is my location. Like I built this. Like
Yeah.
this is how it needs to run effectively. And a big part of that is holding people accountable to the things that you set them to doing. So like we just did a default diary. When can you send that to me?
Yeah.
I could have got you to do the default diary and then, not said anything, but I need to see it to know that you've done it. So accountability is a big thing with Nat and with Lorna.
Yeah.
Especially with Lorna.
Yeah, agreed. And
Yeah.
I think also knowing that I know that it's better now that I'm not running as many sessions, but I still know that because I'm still running the sessions, as soon as I get out of the sessions, I know it's going to be 10 times better. But it's just, at the same time, it's just getting another trainer on board. And I think what scares me, this is a personal belief, self-limiting belief, but I know that when I see resumes of people who've got so many years experience and they've got this, and this, and this, I'm like, well, technically I'm still only Cert 3 qualified.
Yeah.
So that I think is like, well, they've got more experience because of what they've already done. So I know that gets my confidence down, but that's just a limiting belief that I need to knock out.
Yeah. Another way you could look at that is I could learn a lot from that person.
Yes.
So I did that with Rach here. So we're same, we're both Cert 3 and 4 qualified, but she's actually worked in a gym before.
Yep.
So there was a lot of stuff that she knew, a lot of different exercises that she had in here that I had no idea about. I'm like, that's fantastic. Like, you're so full of knowledge and I want to use that.
Yeah.
So I'd ask her questions all the time. I'd be like, hey, Rach, help me with this. I really need a cool exercise to do da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, yeah, we used to do this all the time. So use them to your advantage.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, shit, I'm not a good enough leader. Like, this person can help my business.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as long as they're prepared to, and you know so much more about the PEP way.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's what
Yeah.
counterbalances is that
Yeah.
I do. Like, I've been doing this for nearly 3 years now, so I know a lot about PEP and I know exactly what we want and how we want it to work.
Exactly, yeah. And you've got to educate them around that, but you also need to frame it up really, really specifically. Like the same with Lorna, like these are my expectations of you and this is what I'm going to hold you accountable to. Same with the employee. So we do things a specific way because this is what we're trying to achieve. And I would set expectations for them. So
Eggs eating the chocolate.
6-week challenge approved chocolate.
No Maltesers. No, she's watching.
Cool. So, what we have to do? Leadership. Yay. So there's probably a little bit of work we need to do around there and reframing where you're at. And I know like it's much easier to step into a leadership role when you're not running sessions because you kind of still like you're part of the work crew and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've still got the
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean because that's how it is in my head, and I know that still by running sessions, I'm still a trainer. I can't fully be the business, or I am the business owner, but I can't fully spend and give my full attention to the leadership, or what I feel like is like the leadership role and
growing the business. Yeah.
Because in my mind, being the trainer is that level below, and if I'm still doing this part, I can't fully level up.
Yeah.
But again, that could just be me.
Yeah, well, again, maybe a different way to think about it is like I don't see myself as better than any of the other trainers. Like they're not a level below at all. Like we're all equal.
Yeah, that's how I do see it. But I feel like I can't spend all of my time up there when I'm still doing this.
When I do run a session though, I make sure that I run a really great session so that I'm setting a good example. Yeah. For the clients and for the other trainers that are there. So maybe use the sessions that you're running now and think to yourself, if somebody was watching me, what would I want them to be learning?
Yep. Yeah, I actually did that today with Jay because Jay came around this morning to help out with boxing. Yep. She ran the first 2 sessions and I gave her the feedback. Hers was, she hasn't got her big trainer voice yet. Yeah. Okay. And she was just lacking the energy and the fun out of it. So then I took the last 2 sessions because it was Tabata. I said, like, I'd like to take the next 2 rounds because I want to be able to have the loud voice over the music rather than going up, down, up, down, up, down with the volume. Mm-hmm. And then by doing that, I kind of showed her like, well, this is what I do and this is how I'd like you to see how it's done. Yeah, perfect. So, yeah.
Little things. And you know what, it's changing your like your mindset all of the time. Like for me, I assume someone's always watching me. Yeah. So how do I present myself? If somebody that I want to look up to me is actually watching me, how do I want them to see me? Yeah. So even the way I walk when I'm in the studio, the way I present myself, carry myself. Like I probably notice at sessions that you're still one of the gals, like very chummy, like you go and sit on a picnic rug with them and like have a bit of a chat, which is cool. I certainly do that as well. But when I'm in like leadership mode, I'm in leadership mode. Yeah. Like I'll always walk around confidently and I'll chat to the trainers if I need to and give them feedback then, and then, you know, go back into my office and people know that. People know who's in charge. Cool. by the way you hold yourself. Yeah. So I think just keeping in the back of your mind, someone's always watching you. I think if we're implementing those handful of things now, like I think that will make a huge difference. Yeah. Huge difference. Yeah. All right, let's write our to-do list. Actually, top learnings from today. God, there were so many.
Can I like just hold up my 4 pages? Going from the start, it's a presentation. And it's my stage. I like that. That just resonated really well and it just makes all of it so much easier. I've got to go back to the basics in the pitch. So everything you said was how I started mine.
Mm.
And then over the weeks, it's slowly, I've changed one or two things here, or changed one or two things here to make it better. And then, like a Chinese whisper, it just flows out of whack, and you're just like, well, that's what I used to do, but why is that not what I do now? Like, that's what I thought I was doing. So just a few extra bits, getting that back in. In the way you set it out, the carrot with the stick, I actually had it in a different order, so that makes me feel a lot more confident in it. So that was good. Spending more time in the pitch, well, not in the pitch, in the info session before the pitch, to get them interacting and to get that rapport happening now. Something I need to work on, because I think what I do is I feel like I'm educating them, but I'm just reeling off blah, 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 and then be like, hey, so here's the pitch, because I want you to understand the pitch. I'm not making sure they understand how it works beforehand.
People don't care what you know until they know you care.
So that I know I'll be fixing up tonight. And then the last part with just me and you is just having the default diary, just sitting out the days on what it is that I need to focus, what my number one task is for that day.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. So tomorrow I will see your default diary and your stats will be updated.
Yep. It'll be tomorrow afternoon / tomorrow night.
Yep.
Because tomorrow morning we're looking at a ute.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Bigger car of all my shit. All my gear. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, sweet. Did you find somewhere at the school that you could store the mats?
No, I haven't called Megan yet, but I know I need to do that. I'm hoping I get time this afternoon after school drop off to be able to call her.
Yep.
In terms of that, but then also to let her know she's not contacting me when there are events on at the school to notify me.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So there is a fair that's on for Friday night, starts at 5:00. But I haven't been told yet. So parking is going to be, it's just parking that's an issue.
Yeah.
So like I'm paying to use that area, and I have people paying me for a service, and I need to be able to make sure I can provide them with a full service and not be like, oh, by the way, no parking and the session started 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Is the fair on the oval?
No, it's in the hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but like there's been twice this year where we've had 1 day's notice of asbestos being removed in the school and we can't use the school premises. And anything that happens with the school that we need to be notified comes from Janelle. She tells me. Because her kids go there.
Right.
So she'll get notified of things like that, and then I find out from Janelle.
Can you maybe use that to your advantage?
Yeah, I've told them before.
Maybe Janelle is your contact at the school. That's one less thing that you need to do.
Yeah.
Because a really great attribute of a leader is delegation. So being able to influence other people to do things for you.
Yeah.
So hey, Janelle, you seem to have the strings here to pull. Like, can you be my person?
What do you mean person?
For the school.
Oh.
Like find out when stuff's on, and she seems to be your person anyway.
Yeah. She has not gone anywhere. Like, every year I get like a little gift, just a little thank you gift for all the childminders. And like Janelle's a childminder, but she's getting a decent gift this year, because I'm just like, you've done non-stop work for me for the last 3 years.
Does she work?
She works through school hours.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, like she's forever at boot camp. So.
Yeah. Always looking for opportunities for people to help you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing your default diary and the stats tomorrow evening.
Yep.
Have have a chat with Lorna and see if we can hook up Wednesday fortnight.
Yep.
And then have a chat with both of them and see if you can move your meeting to a Wednesday.
Yep.
I will get Lucy to email you the details regarding the protein.
Yep.
What else do we need to do? Do we still need shade, do you think? Or
Hey,
you go.
I said get 7 new people starting the challenge this weekend tonight.
Well, yes, that would be great. That would be great. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
What'd you say?
I said, do we still need to chat about bringing shade on board, or do we implement this stuff first before we do that?
Yeah, let's implement this stuff first. I'll probably give you a call like Friday over the weekend or on Monday to sort that out. Because if we can work on Lorna and increase her hours, then we wouldn't necessarily need shade.
Yeah.
But then if we feel like Lorna's not going to be the right fit, then I'd rather shade because she's.
I'm thinking, who's the better person for the job?
Oh, hands down, shade is because she already knows what to do.
Yeah. So we just need to bring her up to speed with the 6-week challenge.
Yeah.
And then get her on board. So that's something for you to think about because I don't know too much about Lorna.
Yeah.
And I don't know where Shade's at with Alexis, whether she's ready to do that yet. So.
Well, she actually said to me that she would be happy to do phone calls as long as she's got flexibility to do it throughout the week and around Alexis's hours. So if we say, okay, you've got 3 hours today, she'd just work out. She's like, I'd do. Yeah. She's like, I'd help. So
yeah.
Jade is going to definitely be the better person because we don't have to train her. We just have to update her. But
yeah,
at the same time with Lorna, she's loyal and I know that she will give us everything she's got. But she's going to require time to bring up to date and make sure she's actually confident with it all.
Yeah.
So
for Lorna, if you've got stats for her, I would keep a real close eye on those.
Yeah, I've only just started the stats this week, so.
Yeah. So we need to make sure we're getting our money's worth, or that may be our segue into, look, we don't feel we're getting value for money.
Yeah.
So with limited hours.
Yeah, because she's only working the 3 hours at the moment. It's to do all the Facebook side of things, our rosters, and the calls. So
is that it? 3 hours, 1 day a week?
Yeah, that's all we've got it on at the moment. So it's definitely not value for money. Like it's not
enough.
So
because you get leads in every day, that means they're waiting a week to be contacted. It's not good enough.
Oh, that's why I'm doing some of the leads as well.
Yeah.
But they're on the days where I've got extra time to be able to sit down and do it. So that's why I'd rather.
Yeah. So I think it's probably something that we need to look at. I would be more than happy to bring Shade on board to do some phone calls, but we need some money in the bank. So that's on you. Yep. So let's nail tonight.
Yep.
And then we can make plans to move forward with Shade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because between me and Nat, I've said to Nat, I was like, well, our target is to get 10 people each week for the challenge. Minimum.
Absolutely. Yep.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Perfect. So hopefully we see some improvements with that now that we've had a chat about it.
Yep.
Just reframed our thinking a bit, and then we'll get some good results over the next couple of weeks.
Cool. Sweet.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Anything else?
No.
No. Cool. All right. Well, we'll touch base in the next couple of days anyway.
That's good.
You know, if you got any questions.
I do.
And let me know if you hear back from Alex.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Otherwise, we'll be like, Romana, how to respond?
Okay. Cool. Alrighty. Well, have a good day, and I will catch up with you again soon.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in, peeps. World's longest coaching session.